Okay. I'm really excited about talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. So let's just get right into the. No, we can.
Spoiler alert.
No, I can quell the excitement so that we can functionally get this show on the road.
Right.
Okay.
You got to go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Right.
Really fast. I don't think he. No, he says it.
He has to.
He says it.
Yeah.
He does. I mean, we talked so much about the movie, the redesign.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you haven't recently, you need to go back and look at what they originally thought was going to work for this movie.
Okay.
Because it's more horrifying than you probably remember. I went back after I watched the movie and looked at what they originally put out. Everybody knows the controversy.
Little beady eyes and his people teeth.
His body. He looked like a Who from Whoville.
That a toddler body?
Dude, it is horrific.
Yeah.
Now that I've seen the movie and seen that, I mean, spoiler alert, it's good.
Okay.
It works. The way the redesign works, it doesn't take you out of the movie. It doesn't like, oh, he's too cute. He doesn't really fit in the world, like the way that they. Let's just get into it.
Okay, yeah.
Because it doesn't make a lot of sense why they even designed him originally the way that they did because of the story.
Yeah.
But let's get into it.
Okay.
So I found these bad boys at Publix.
Nice.
Now, I'm looking, right? I'm looking and looking, and I'm looking and looking, and I'm not seeing much because we've almost done everything in the store. And even when they put new shit in there, I don't know. I mean, if you're from here, obviously you know what Publix is. If you're not, it's your Kroger's, your Myers, it's your like local grocery chain.
Store. Yeah.
And Publix is better than all of yours. It's awesome.
So there.
And they have a craft beer section now because everybody they got in on the craft beer thing. Obviously, hey puppy. They got in on the craft beer thing too late, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, bars that are... It was already a culture by the time grocery stores were like, you know what? We should get stuff that actually tastes good.
Let's give it its section, yeah.
So we had already pretty much run through their section.
Yeah.
And now we're grasping at straws. But this one, I don't know. There's something just so lazily local about it.
Yeah, it seems like a beach beer.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like all those like really short businesses that are right on the beach that all look kind of run down.
Yeah.
But they have their own little charm because they're beachside.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, without further ado, Obi, please take it away.
Well, this is the Florida Sunshine Lager. It is 5.0 ABV, and it comes to you fresh, brewed and packaged for Crooked Can Brewing Company. We have a cold read, folks.
Yeah. I saw that too, and I was like, this will give them some fun.
It's been a while. Sunshine and warm weather call for the perfect adult beverage known by most simply as a cold one. Brewed to be clean and crisp, this cool conditioned lager features a well-attenuated body, aroma, and character for a perfect balance and refreshing taste. Warning, this, quote, cold one might cause you to slip into a vacation daydream or might have you trade in your working shoes for flip-flops. Cheers. Andy, Jared, and Bert.
And they really leaned into that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, this shit better be fucking refreshing, Crooked Can.
All right, relax.
My name is Marco Dupa, and that guy right there is Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
What's up, Brewskis?
And this is the One Beer In Podcast. Yeah. Cheers.
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 to 5 a.m. takes me to a place where I fit in.
Herman Cain smile. He's not turning his head, but he's just like, Like he just ate someone. He just ate a human
Out
being.
of frame, he's choking a rabbit to death.
That's right. This is the One Baron Podcast, the podcast where two brews crack open a brew and we see where that one brew takes us. This is episode 291, and we're here live and in effect. I gotta make sure my phone's fucking on silent.
Wow, yeah.
Sorry, that was really unprofessional of me. So, how you doing, brother? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Yeah?
I'm very tired.
Do you want to talk about
Sure.
everything that's been going on?
Yeah. Let's get real heavy for a second.
Yeah.
Well, I had quite the half week or so / weekend. I had a major health scare. Your boy thought he was dying. So yeah, I for those who don't know, I have ankylosing spondylitis, which is an autoimmune disease that is about as fun as it sounds.
It mostly affects the vagina, right?
Yes. Thank you. No, it's mostly a inflammation issue with your back. Causes back pain, back spasms, sometimes chest pain, chest spasms, et cetera, et cetera. But it's mostly in check. Try and be better about it and all that stuff. But
I'm listening, but I need to write a note.
I understand you're very busy. So whilst getting my stuff checked out, most recently, because it had been quite a while, I got a CT scan that revealed what my doctor said was very concerning, was her words. And she basically said, yeah, let's get this checked out as soon as possible, because it is quite concerning. And what it was a little spot that they found. And so, of course, immediately, your first thought is, oh, I'm dying of cancer. That's great. Cool. Good news.
Mm-hmm.
Happy 2020, everybody. But yeah, I legit spent the weekend after that ruminating life and death. Very, very stressed. You know me, I'm a very anxious person in general, so imagine adding to that the idea that you could be dying just for funsies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was extremely stressed out. So fortunately, I was able to get an appointment sooner than the appointment that I was supposed to be getting, which would be next Tuesday. So I would have been waiting this entire time for any information.
Yeah.
But
even more stressed out.
Yeah, but my mom with lupus is an appointment guru.
Yeah. She's a straight up gangster.
Yeah, so she called a place for me, her 32-year-old son, and got me in. I don't know how she did it, but
you're right behind her.
Yeah. So I don't know how, but she got me in the door, and she got me into I had to go see a spinal specialist because that's where they found it, was in my thoracic spine, which is, if you don't know, like, this is your thorax, right? For people listening, it's your chest area. It's the spine behind your ribs, basically. Mm-hmm. Very hard place to get to, obviously, because all your junk's in there.
Yeah.
So I get another X-ray while I'm there, and I bring my CT results to this guy's a surgeon, and he literally pops in and takes a look at it, and he goes, yeah, I don't know why your doctor sent you here. I mean, maybe did she like misread it or something? And he pulls out a highlighter and like highlights like the description of it from the I guess not a radiologist. Oh no, it's a radiologist for a CT, right? Mm-hmm. I use X-rays for that. And it says right there basically it looks like it's just like basically a calcium deposit within your back, and he's like, yeah, I mean, this indicates no danger at all. Like he pulled out the actual imagery of the CT, circled it, and like showed me what it looked like, and he's like, yeah, this is what they were talking about. It's just it's what we call a bone island. And I'm like, oh, that's where I take all my girlfriends. Yeah. But yeah, no, he says it's just it's a bone island. They happen sometimes in people for no real rhyme or reason, but especially they are sometimes associated with ankylosing spondylitis. Most of the time they're asymptomatic, and as long as nothing changes with it, it's really like literally no problem. And I wouldn't mess with it at all because it's in a really delicate place in your body, so ain't no problem, no reason to touch it.
Right.
So he's like, the only thing that I'd be concerned about is if I saw like signs of illness around it, because that would show that it could possibly be cancerous. But he's like, I see none of that in this and in the x-ray we just took. So I mean, basically, I don't know why you're here. Please leave.
Get out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best thing you could hear from a specialist is, I don't know why you're here.
1,000%. Yeah. And he fist bumped me, and I walked out whistling.
He's like, take him back to Bone Island.
He takes off his coat as he walks out. And they go, hey, what are you doing here?
We told you, get out.
But yeah, so that's the great news. I've been slowly trying to accept the fact that I got good news as opposed to hearing, oh man, this is really bad.
Yeah, you might want to be sitting down.
Yeah. So yeah, my anxiety's slowly been winding down since then. And I'm finally getting to a place of peace. But I'll tell you what. And I knew this going into it as soon as they found that thing in me. Is like, I'm leaving this experience different. I'm a different person now. From grappling with because it's something that you don't think about. I mean, especially me, but like I think most people who are younger don't really, fortunately, have to think about the fact that they're not going to be around forever. And like have to really take, I don't know, take into account their entire lives thus far and go, are you satisfied with what you've done so far? Like where you're at, what you've contributed, what your mark is on the world, and all that, all those big picture questions that are like almost too big to even fathom on a Tuesday night. I suddenly was faced with answering all those things kind of at once, and it was traumatic. So I'm leaving this with a new perspective on, I mean, I can only imagine the people who go into those doctor's appointments and leave with terrible news.
Yeah.
With tragic news. People fighting cancer right now. And so I would really like to give back in some way, whether it's the little bit of scraps I got, monetarily, or I don't know, just giving my time somehow to help people in need. Because I don't know, one of the main things that came out of it, one of the main feelings I had when I had to consider that if this is bad news, if this is the very worst case scenario and I'm not going to be around for much longer, like what are some of my biggest regrets? And that was one of the bigger ones kind of that poked out to me, was I don't feel like I've given enough of myself. I've been sort of self-focused, which is, I think, normal at my age, trying to get my career going and being self-interested in my interests, and really just trying to like get my feet below me and the road underneath me to really get rolling in my life. But within that, I just don't think I've taken a lot for granted, and really haven't done as much as I could have for others. So I would like to do that more. And yeah.
Kind of makes it hard to segue into talking about Sonic.
You asked for it, bud.
No, that's pretty I'm at a loss for words, literally. I don't want to say traumatic, but like it I don't know. I mean, I haven't had a moment like that, obviously, to spawn that kind of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know, I think you get there. You get there because of something like that, and also because, I mean, you know, we're in our 30s now, and you just keep thinking like, am I doing enough?
Yeah.
Am I at where I want to be at? Like, I don't know.
Well, not only that, the other main thing that popped out that we've been talking about a bit is just taking better care of myself.
Yeah, definitely.
From a health perspective, and like, I don't know, something was like insanely scary about thinking about just the potential of disappearing into the abyss, you know, like just being gone.
Yeah.
So I would like to stick around if I can, you know.
Yeah,
I want to stick around as long as I can.
Nice.
I've spent too many years just kind of freeballing it and like going with the flow, which is fine. It's fun, but you know, if I just kind of come to the realization, if you do that forever, then it ain't gonna last long.
Do you have a plan that you want to put into motion, or are you just
my plan is simple? It is to every day do something active with myself, because that's very important for ankylosing spondylitis. You have to stay limber, you got to stay active, you got to stretch and all that stuff. That all staves off all of the, you know, bad conditions it can lead to in time. And in order to lose weight, I mean, just eating better throughout the week, especially. I've already been drinking less, and you know, just spending, except for, you know, days like this.
Yeah.
But spending a little bit more, I think, on my health. So, you know, buying a bit more organic, or getting more fresh foods as opposed to, you know, buying ramen again from the packets, and, you know, just like little things that I can do to invest in my health. I think I'm gonna try to go into this new year with a renewed focus on that, and make it a priority. I haven't made myself a priority in a very long time. As selfish as I feel like I've been in a lot of cases, not even selfish necessarily, but like self-centered, and self-focused. I haven't really, I feel, taken care of myself. I've run myself ragged, burning myself on both ends, but I just don't feel like I've given myself enough care and attention in that way. So, you know, I'm gonna try to do all the things I tell you to do. I'm gonna try to be better about sleeping, which has always been a struggle for me. Better portion control, what I'm putting in my body, knowing what I'm doing, and staying active. It's harder because, you know, I'm kind of limited right now because I don't really have like a rheumatological plan in place right now. I'm kind of in between doctors, but once I have that down, you know, I feel like I'll be able to really get momentum on, you know, working out more regularly and getting back in shape.
Well, there's a gym here, right?
I mean, it's been closed because of COVID forever. So I think there's a little one, but
interesting. They opened my pool back up.
Yeah.
Which I think is just disgusting.
The pools here are open too, actually.
But the gym's not?
It very well may be. It's just so small I haven't even given it a shot. It's like literally like an elliptical and I don't know, a dumbbell set. That's pretty much it.
They just rolled a couple of plates in there.
Yeah.
Like, just do
what you will.
Get creative.
It's a rice bag.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You know, it's a good time to, I mean, like we were talking about before, we were texting about, like, you get to a point where it's like, I mean, what am I going to do? You know, have I hit the limit of how much I'm going to care for myself, I'm going to do for myself health-wise and mentally and everything.
Yeah.
Have I hit that limit, or can I do, or am I just being lazy, or am I just being, you know, am I using Because, I mean, obviously 2020 was a hard year for everybody, harder for some, easier
Except for Jeff
some.
Bezos.
Yeah, I mean, for him, it was the best year of his career, I think. I mean, career year. So,
Yeah.
go Jeff. You fuck.
Enjoy.
You bald bastard. Yeah, you hit a time where you kind of take stock of things like that, and you say, all right, is this it?
Yeah.
Is this it? And, I think your health scare kind of illuminated the crossroad
Yeah.
that you may have come to in life.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, these things potentially could get worse if I continue down this path.
Right.
And there is another better path that's right there.
Yeah.
That is now the trees and the shrubbery has kind of been moved out of the way, and it's like, oh, I could just do that. I should just do that.
Well, and it in a way it made me it's like one of those things when you're trying to decide between two things, and then they tell you put down one of them and start walking away with it with the other you have in hand. And if you feel so much regret, then you should go back and get the other one. That's the one you actually want, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that with my health, where it's like I want this, but now is it too late? Like, did I learn this lesson too late?
Yeah.
And me obviously getting good news, it's led me to feel like I have a second chance. I still have time, hopefully, knock on wood. But yeah, I mean, it kind of that renews my energy for this, my enthusiasm for trying to be more healthy in the future.
Yeah, it's not too late. It's I think it's the perfect time, actually. I think this is the moment. I mean, obviously 25 would have been better.
Yeah.
You would have had more energy, less weight to lose, blah blah blah, whatever. But sometimes you need to be motivated by, I mean, sometimes it needs to be something as serious as what could have been, what turned out to not be, but what could have been life or death.
Mm-hmm.
And that really lights a fire under you.
Yeah.
Some people need that kind of motivation, I'm
not sure I needed it, but I got it.
Well, I mean, obviously you needed it.
I guess.
Could
have used a softer touch, God. Thank you.
Well, I mean, this is what you guys want, right? This is what you ask for. Mm-hmm. Signs.
Yeah.
From the guy up there.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I sent you the boat. That old joke.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to steal your thunder, so I'll next episode I'll talk about myself.
I mean, you can talk about yourself, Marco.
No, now it's even worse.
Mm.
It's like the fishing for compliments thing. Like, well, I mean, if you insist, I'll talk about myself.
Please, indulge us.
Well, I mean, I already do a lot of talking.
What's been going on with you?
No, I mean,
come on.
Well, I've been at my darkest.
Okay, nice.
No, I
What's the opposite of peak?
Valley.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
The lowest of valleys.
The lowest of lows, buddy. No, I just. I wonder how much I can say about. I don't want to talk about my job too much.
Yeah.
Just because I still have it. So.
Yeah. Keep it vague.
Use
aliases.
It's just, you. I don't know. I've been taking stock of a lot of different things that it's just so easy to beat yourself up and to sit and just wallow in the mistakes you've made or the things that you regret,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I've had this year has been so like it's just opened me up to just sitting there. I mean, with having to move back in with my parents, COVID putting a stop on
Everything.
a functioning like social life. I can't even like it obviously I'm I'm saying a lot of the things that a lot of other people have been going through. So I'm not sitting here pretending like I'm special and I'm the only one who's going through this stuff. I'm saying that like I'm going through it like you guys are going through it. But it just kind of focused. I focused a lot on myself. Especially in the past like 6-7 months of just sitting there thinking like I've just made a mistake at like every turn.
Made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't want to sit here and be like a fucking crying session. Just like I just feel like there's a lot of things that I haven't done that I could have done if I had the wherewithal to do them at the opportune moment. And now it just makes everything that I want to do harder.
Yeah.
Not impossible, and I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
But
just more difficult.
I feel like giving up a lot. is what is, I guess, the feeling. I just feel like giving up a lot.
Yeah.
So, the show helps because it gives me something that I can focus on. That like
sometimes too much.
Yeah. Then the show starts to beat me up because then I'm like I can't even do this thing.
Everything I love hurts.
So it's that, and I don't have the studio built, so I can't. It's like tension. There's a lot of mental and like energy tension. It's just building up.
Yeah.
So it makes me like just snappy.
Okay. Yeah.
Except for here. I mean, like at work, I'm just like, And at home, I'm just like, just give me a second to decompress. Because it's like static electricity.
Yeah.
Just like, it's like two exposed wires that are they're like inches away from it. They're like millimeters away.
Yeah.
And you walk into a room and you're like, oh my God, those things are so close. And you can see like the charge going.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say that I want to, in 2021, focus on a lot of those things that I've put off through self-loathing and just you can very easily tell yourself why you can't do so many things. And I'm trying to stop that negative self-talk and try to tell myself, like, as corny as it sounds, like, you can do those things.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
So that's my focus.
They're really, I know it's, complete trash that we would ordinarily scoff at, but there is something to thinking something into existence.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's cliche for a reason, but if you believe it, it makes it possible.
Yeah.
You have to first believe you can do something before you do it.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I mean that's a big barrier that you have to. That makes it's way easier to do once you've accepted in your mind that it's possible.
Yeah, and it's like I said before, it's very easy to tell yourself that you can't do it, and then once you've started down that road of like, what's the point? I'm not going to be able to do this. So like, why even start down this road?
Why try?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's pretty. Like I said, nothing as traumatic as a life or death experience. I think mostly just
I win this one, bud. Real sorry.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Well,
sounds rough not being able to be a rapper.
Yeah, what was that? All of that was just so stupid. Just so stupid.
No, it's apples and oranges, but it all matters as much in your own scenario.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I think that's what I was afraid of talking about last week. It's not just like being a rapper or whatever, but just like I've been thinking long and hard about like I don't know if I even want to do that anymore.
Yeah, you were mentioning that last week about opening up to different avenues of artistry.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't, and you know, my emotions on this kind of change with the wind, but right now I get no joy out of it. I get no creative release out of it. And I'm looking at the other people who are doing it and they're not inspiring. And so I get nothing out of it. And that's not to say, I mean, that's just my current state. And that's the current state of what I view hip hop is going through. And I know people are going to say, well, what about this guy? And what about that guy? Fuck that guy. Whoever you're going to say, fuck him.
I hate him.
Yeah. I don't even want to hear it. So, but it's not just that. It's the fact that like, I've been doing it since I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been the only thing that I've really focused on with, I don't want to say diminishing returns because that's an insult to the people who actually like sat down, listened to the music and actually gave me, you know, real feedback and they were really nice. And, you know, people who didn't have to go out of their way to say nice things to me have said nice things.
I don't think, I mean, objectively, it hasn't been diminishing returns though. You've had more and more people listen to your stuff. And you're like, again, objectively, your projects have gotten only better over time.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Saying you were garbage in high school.
It was bad in high school. No, I was good. I was good. I was better than a lot of them. There was a lot of guys who called themselves rappers.
Yeah.
Who I was like, dude, what?
Yeah.
So I won't call it diminishing returns. I think it's just, I guess creatively, I feel like, all right, I've kind of hit the limit on it right now.
You need a challenge.
Things. Yes, yes, that's the biggest thing. So that's another thing in 2021. I want to focus on the things like we talk about this show and we talk about, you know, other creative things that we've talked about doing off the show and stuff like that. And it's like, we can do those things. You know what I'm saying? Like we obviously 2020 it made it harder to do those things, but I think 2020 only made those things now more imperative to do. Right?
Yeah.
Like taking almost a full year off of creativity as two creative people, it's like it was fucking torture. And you see like other creative people, we're all kind of going through the same thing where it's like we're trying to get creative with being creative. If you're not a person who has like art as an outlet and stuff like that, then, you know, not to say that we're better than you, but we're better than you. No, not to say that, but it's just a different struggle. Obviously, everybody had a hard year.
Yeah.
This fucking year sucked for everybody. So I'm not saying that my year or your year was harder than everybody else's. There's levels to it. There's tiers to how hard.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it has been very hard as a creative person to get those things out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, 2019, I was doing shows. You know, I had just started like promoting the album,
getting yourself out there.
I was getting out there. I was making connections and stuff. And then, you know, you take like 2 months off. And then I told myself, well, I'm going to start working on a new thing. Yeah. And continue to do shows. And I wanted to do another video and all this stuff that I had planned. And then like slowly you just start seeing like, what's going on? Like,
it's the beginning of a zombie movie.
Exactly. And you just see weird shit in the background of the film. And you're just like, something weird's about to happen. And then it just obviously hit the fan. So 2021, hopefully, you sons of bitches, you take the goddamn vaccine. Because they're already people are coming out and, well, there's this, that, and the other thing. And that grandma's going to grow another head. And blah, blah. And we're already. I mean, fucking UK, Canada, and I don't remember the other country has already authorized them. And I can't, I don't want to go down this road, but I just want to say that I cannot believe that as the country with the most deaths, the most cases, it's becoming an epidemic. we are not the first country to authorize it. How were we beat by any country at all?
We let them try it first. It's fine. We'll get there eventually.
Anyway, hopefully 2021, maybe 6 months in, maybe.
Hopefully, my hope here is this time next year.
I could deal with that.
We'll be at some place of normalcy. Okay? No more lockdown. People still wear masks because it just becomes a social norm.
Mm-hmm.
No more handshaking. Still using the little key thing to open doors.
Mm-hmm.
But we can at least move around, do all the things that we like to do before, maybe just slightly modified.
Yeah. So
that's my hope.
If that's the case, I just want to now stop focusing on the bad and try to focus on what could be the good, basically.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
That's all I got. I could get really weird and dark, but I won't.
Okay. I kind of want you to now.
It's just
I feel like we've already gotten weird and dark in this episode.
Yeah, it did, but it can get weirder and darker for sure.
Don't tease me with a good
I mean,
time.
you ever think about like just jumping in front of a train? I'm kidding. I don't think about that. Honestly, the honest truth, I don't think about suicide.
That's good.
No, I don't. I'm not suicidal. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not about to say that I want to kill myself. What I'm saying is like, even at my darkest moments, I don't think about suicide so much as I just think about like giving up completely and then just like going off the grid and like just disappearing.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like I don't ever think, and people who do, I can only imagine the what that does to a person, the struggle and everything. But like, for like, I know my parents are probably like worried.
Mm-hmm.
They know that I'm not like 100%.
Right.
But the thoughts that I have are never like, I should just end it. The thoughts that I have are like, why am I here at this desk eating shit?
Mm-hmm.
Like I should just leave.
Yeah.
And then
what if I just left?
Yeah. What if I just got up?
Yeah.
And then just got in my car and drove north until I ran out of money.
Yeah.
And then see where that got me.
Yeah. I've had that fantasy many a time. Honestly. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think going back to what you were saying about being a creative during the pandemic, it's like, it's super hard, but imagine my position where I have to be a creative for work.
I can't.
It's
I honestly can't.
very hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. So I think we're all struggling with that in our own ways. Even if you're not a creative, there's struggles all around. If you're a parent,
I'm not trying to diminish those kinds of struggles.
Yeah.
I was just highlighting
what you're going
personal
through.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that. And there's probably people who listened to that and was like, "Fuck you." No kids having, fucking easy ass job having. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like I know,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But it's hard.
It is. It's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Understand me. Listen to me. Listen, you tuned into my show, okay? This is our fucking thing. You said that you wanted to listen to this. I didn't force you to, okay? You're going to listen to me fucking complain. Sorry.
I think we've gotten dark and weird enough. Good job. You did it.
So, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
What a movie.
Okay.
Am I right?
Let me ask, what drove you to watch it?
Nothing but morbid curiosity.
Okay.
I was just flipping through the channels, and it just so happened to be a free offer from, I think Showtime has the rights to it right now.
Okay.
Showtime or Cinemax, one of the premium channels, not HBO, which was disappointing.
Right.
But one of the other premium channels has, you know how they do when they're trying to get you to buy. So they're like, watch The Lincoln Lawyer for free for like a week. And you're like, okay, I guess I'll watch this.
Why are they throwing around The Lincoln Lawyer so much?
No, dude. It's fucking everywhere.
It's like, but only on like the sub tier one, like Epics.
Yes, dude, Epics and fucking like the Universal channel, and you're like, wait, the studio has a channel?
What?
Yeah. So
7-Eleven Plus.
I watched it on one of those, and it was just for free, and I was like, oh shit, the whole movie, commercial free.
Nice.
You know, not edited for your viewing pleasure.
Airplanes.
Yeah. And I mean, again, we talked so much shit about that movie when it first came out, and we also said, you know, that it was a good thing that the studio actually listened to the fans, went back, redesigned Sonic, came back, and the movie was successful. They did really well. It's one of the highest grossing animated movies of all time. It's it's the highest grossing video game movie of all time. I think it beat Resident Evil. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Quote me though. I think it's the highest grossing not animated movie. Let me take that back, because there's probably like huge blockbuster fucking animated movies. But the highest grossing video game movie. I know that it's at least top 5. It did really well because it came out in the beginning of the pandemic.
Yes.
So there was all these studios that were gun shy about putting their movies out, and
so
Sonic was
just
already
Sonic.
out. Yeah, and they were like, rake it in, baby, rake it in.
Have you seen the post-apocalyptic pictures of these theaters that haven't changed their like coming lineup? So it's just been Sonic this entire time. It's like slowly, like, you know, getting mildew on the posters and stuff.
It felt like Sonic was in theaters for like 6 months.
Yeah.
It felt like forever. And I wasn't gonna venture out amongst. I wasn't gonna go shoulder to shoulder with people
to see Sonic.
Look, I didn't do it for Tenet. I'm not gonna do it for Sonic.
What about Crudes 2?
Crudes 2, maybe.
Okay.
That movie did really well, didn't it?
Probably.
Well enough in
for Crudes 2, yeah, I'm sure it did great.
Well for Crudes, yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty good, man. It's a pretty good movie. Like it you know, it's a family movie, so the jokes are family friendly, and you know, you could tell they were going for some excuse me, some like double entendre. I will murder you. I will massacre you.
Barking at Uma Thurman in a Pulp Fiction poster.
How dare you? How dare you?
She's a nice lady.
You're just jealous. You're just jealous that Uma's hot and you're wearing a sweater that doesn't fit you. Grab her and bring her so we can put her on camera.
Yeah.
Come here.
No!
Come here.
Why have you forsaken me?
You want to bark so much. Look at that pretty girl.
That movie star.
Look at that pretty girl. Oh, look at that pretty girl. Okay. Go on now. So everybody knows
Be free.
who's barking. Which dog is a barking? She can't get around. Sure, she can't get around the.
She's now strangling herself on our set.
Talk about killing yourself.
Yeah, right?
So
She's very dramatic.
it is it's way better than I thought it was going to be.
Really?
It is. It's not great. It's obviously not the best animated movie I've ever seen, and the jokes are they're pretty. I mean, it's surprisingly a charming movie. It's better than Detective Pikachu.
That was going to be my first question.
It is. It's
okay.
Yeah. So Detective Pikachu was another movie that subverts your expectations and is better than you thought it was going to be.
Right.
But still not great.
Yeah. Like, I haven't gone back and watched Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. And you probably won't go back and watch Sonic, but it was fun. And dude, Jim Carrey is fucking lights out in this movie. He's lights out.
Yeah.
Classic, like 97, 98 year Jim Carrey. Just lights out.
I wonder what inspired him, you know?
That is, dude, that's
try.
such a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but as soon as he shows up, he's just, and you're like, oh shit, he's back. Now he's going to own this movie.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's not Liar Liar where you're like, it's a little over the top. It is over the top, but it works because he's entertaining children.
Right.
So the adults see him and they go, fucking Jim Carrey. And then the kids who maybe have seen him in passing I mean, at this point, if you're a child, if you're like 8 or 9 and you're watching Sonic because they have those weird Sonic TV shows on like Disney XD and shit, or like the video games with Mario and stuff, and you vaguely have an idea of who Sonic is, Jim Carrey to you is what? The Grinch?
Yeah.
Maybe if your parents are cool. And
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. He hasn't done a movie.
And really only because The Grinch is something that's rewatched every year.
Yeah.
So, he hasn't done anything within the past 5 years that would be in the conscience of a conscience.
Conscience.
Yeah.
Conscience.
Yes. Cautious.
Conscience.
Conscience.
Conscious.
Conch shell.
Conscious.
Yes. Conscious.
Conscious.
Of a kid that's like 8. You know?
So when they see him on screen, there's no connection to him. He's just a good villain.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weirdly James Marsden is a good straight man. He's in an interracial couple.
You just mean in general?
He's just a good
he's a good straight
man.
man.
That's all he is, you know?
It's fine.
You can't complain. I
Highly
mean,
unproblematic straight man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in an interracial relationship.
Cool.
That was really weird to see.
Yeah.
That it was just no mention is made of his black wife, which is awesome because you're just like, oh, you're normalizing interracial relationships.
I thought you were going to say he was married to the pink hedgehog.
The what?
The pink hedgehog.
No, they don't do it many references to like the Sonic,
the greater
expanded
Sonic
universe.
That giant purple cat.
Yeah, they don't bring them in. Do you want spoilers?
Let's do it. Spoilers.
So they
just because I'm not going to get epics anytime soon.
No, yeah. So the reason that the rings are not his life. The rings are basically interdimensional
fetuses.
Plane. He's just got a bag full of them.
Yeah.
Just no, they're like interdimensional planes where he throws them.
Okay, I remember seeing that in the trailer.
So that's how he gets to Earth. Mm-hmm. He's running away from what you find out in the very beginning of the movie. The villains in his home world are the Echidnas.
Echidnas. Yeah, echidna.
Indignas.
Yes.
Yes, the indigenous people of his land.
Gotcha.
And so they for some reason they're native and they're just wearing masks and they're throwing spears at him and shit. And he has to escape. And a big owl is his protector. And
okay,
I don't know, dude. The first 5 minutes of the movie are so trippy. Mm-hmm. And you're like, what am I about to watch? Then he throws the thing. He goes to Earth or whatever. And that's how he gets to our universe. So that brings me full circle all the way back to the beginning of this show, which is the fact that why their character design was so aggressively human.
Yeah. If he's coming from a fantasy world, why try to anthropomorphize him in a way that's too real to this world?
Yes, exactly. It didn't make any sense.
Keep him a cartoon character.
Yeah.
I mean, like you could do the same thing with Mario.
Just
have him be Mario from his Mario world, his Super Mario world, and come to America.
Exactly.
Land of the free.
It makes zero. Well, he'd have to go through customs, right? I mean, he is Italian. And I mean Italian.
Yeah, that explains how he got the last name Mario.
He's very Italian.
Yes,
aggressively Italian.
I don't have a last name.
We'll just call him
Mario.
Yes, it just. I can't stress this enough. I hope that when you're listening to this, you Google it because it's so strange.
Yeah.
All I can think about is that scene where he's going so fast that all of the drones that have fired rockets at him, they basically have stopped, And I'll just pull it up. They basically have stopped.
It's like the Quicksilver scene in X-Men.
Yes, they do that. They kind of lean on that bit a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry. That was for all the ladies out there.
Looking at you, dog.
Original. See, I don't even have to finish. It's so strange, bro. Why does it look like that? That right there.
Ugh.
Maybe I'll put it on screen.
His legs are so long.
They're so long and skin. Like his body. He looks like a toddler wearing a Sonic costume.
Yeah, like pajamas.
And then wearing like a really detailed Sonic mask. And you're like, where did you get that? That looks studio quality. But then the rest of him looks human.
It's weird. It's very weird.
Yeah, it so strange.
But like we said back then, I think my point was you can see how that could happen, right? It's like one person in the brainstorm session goes, I don't think, like, I'm sure they have like pictures of Sonic illustrated on the wall, right? Like, I don't think this is going to work in a live action movie, guys.
Right.
Like, let's try to like adapt him for live action and interpret him into this world, right?
Yeah.
So he looks good on camera. Like, okay, how are we going to do that? Give him human teeth.
There's just a guy sitting way in the back. Give him human teeth.
he needs human teeth.
Look at. Sorry. That's the.
Yeah.
And it works so much better. It's
so bad.
It's so crazy. In retrospect, it's crazy.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, I can't get over it.
Yeah.
I cannot believe a full studio of editors, designers, illustrators were all like, it's a go. Send that out to the people.
Well, again, all those people down the line don't necessarily have the say.
So, okay. Who is the person at that I don't know, Sega, because apparently they have a film studio now.
Weird.
Which, side note, they've got a lot of IP
Sega
to make like cool shit if they wanted to. They could do if they wanted to do like a really dope, dark Shinobi movie.
Sure,
and
yeah.
Altered Beast would be a dope fantasy movie.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
They could do a Space Harrier.
That would be cool.
What about that guy that's all balls?
The guy that's all balls. Are you talking about the not Rayman, but the one who's green?
Yes,
right? He can turn into stuff.
Something Man.
I know which game you're talking about. That game is awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool platform. Earthworm Jim.
Yeah. Was that Sega?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that Sega?
I don't know.
I said that with a lot of confidence.
I mean, I know it was on Sega systems, but I'm not sure.
Sega exclusive?
Yeah, I'm not sure it was a Sega exclusive. I would like to see a Shenmue movie. I want to see it done though in either one of two ways. Either they do it and make it better than it once was, like almost in like a Cobra Kai way, where they bring it back, but instead of it being like really stilted and ha ha ha, they like take it seriously and it's like an Ip Man movie kind of. I think that'd be cool.
Yes.
Or they lean fully into it and make like a B movie out of it, and it's really tongue in cheek.
I think
just like really cool fight scenes.
That works. I think that works. You make Shenmue, and then you get the guy who made Kung Fu Hustle to do it.
Yeah.
He gets really well choreographed fight scenes
and comedy.
Yeah. That guy would do it perfectly.
Yeah.
Earthworm Jim is just a game. It was made by
It's just a game.
It was made by Shiny Entertainment, VSI Interactive, and Gameloft. And then it was published by Interplay, Virgin, Playmates, Crave, and Gameloft. So a lot. So that was back when they first made it. Then when they brought it back,
Bring Bring it back.
They brought it back in like 2010, and then they announced in 2008 an actual Earthworm Jim 4, but then never made it. So there you go.
What about Booger Man?
Booger Man. Is that what you're calling the guy?
No. Do you remember Booger Man? You never played Booger Man?
It's fucking disgusting.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've seen it. I never actually played Booger Man, but I've seen that guy.
Yeah. He'd pick his nose and go, Booger!
That's what I do now.
The 90s were weird.
I'm going to try to Google this guy. Green Ball
Man. Vector Man. Vector
Vector
Man.
Man.
Vector Man.
Well, how did that just pop into your head?
I have Google inserted into my brain right now.
Vector Man, dude.
Yeah. I just had to present the search query.
Vector Man's awesome.
Vector Man was cool.
Vector Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this shit's dope. They could bring this. They could make a really cool, like, PlayStation Network game out of this. Like
Streets of Rage?
Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage is such a good. It's such a good IP. You could do so much with it.
Yeah.
I mean, like you were saying about Shenmue, you could go tongue in cheek, you could go really funny, or you could go deadly serious with it. And
they just brought it back. The new one is apparently really good.
Yeah.
So
I'm probably gonna get that.
Should.
It looks good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sega is
pretty deep roster.
Ripe for
As long as they do something good with them, you know, like it could very easily be very bad movies
for sure.
Out of all of those things,
you would hope that they learn their lesson by just getting their asses handed to them by the fans with that original design.
Yeah,
that you can't just turn around and be like, meet your new Sonic,
right?
Like your Sega is it's a double-edged sword because Sega has so many characters that people really love, and you don't just get to turn around and be like, yeah, I know you like that thing, but we think it would be better this way.
Yeah.
People are going to be like,
how about Smomnik?
oh, they do at the very end have two nice teasers.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is the image that leaked of Jim Carrey as like full-on Robotnik, crazy mustache, bald head, and absolutely nails it. And then the other one is a second stinger, and it's Mr. Miles Prower himself.
Mm-hmm. I heard about it.
Tails.
Yep.
And it's very cool because
Miles Prower. God, the puns.
I can't believe that that's a real name. And they were like, yeah, deal with it.
It took me until adulthood to get that pun.
I think we have that. I think that's recorded.
I probably miles per hour. Wow.
So yeah, he's gonna be, and they're probably gonna do like 4 of these now.
Sure. They'll get Knuckles in there eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and maybe that fat purple cat at some
hopefully.
point. Yeah.
And they introduce
those little Tamagotchi babies.
Mm-hmm. Those were actually really dope in Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
They were cool because I don't know if you had a Dreamcast, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So in Sonic Adventure, what they did was like a weird Pokemon thing with those little guys, where you'd get the egg, right, and then you take it to an island. I don't know why I remember this. You take it to an island.
You put them like in a fountain, right?
And they would, and then you just leave them there.
Yeah.
And then you, so they grow up and they crack out of the egg, right? They're born or whatever, and then you can take care of them. And the nicer that you are to them, like you can feed them fruit and stuff, and and can pet them and stuff, and they transform into like an angel. Or you could be mean to them. You could like walk up and just start pounding on them, and then they get angry, and then they turn into a devil. It's really fucking weird. Yeah, really strange.
It's the same generation that brought you Seaman, so.
That's true.
Also, did you ever have that memory card with the visual memory?
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically a Tamagotchi.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And they poop. You gotta feed them, and
there is a I can't believe that the Dreamcast did this, and then no one else did it ever. Because in NFL 2K, you could pick your plays on that little screen.
Yeah. Super smart.
I just don't know how no one else was like, we have to tap into that.
Yeah.
That's so smart.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't get it. To me, that is a no-brainer.
At very least, and this may be a function. I don't know. I've been kind of, out of the loop for sports games recently. But remember when everything was connected by like a virtual app? Or an app in general. I shouldn't say virtual app, but an app like you could download a companion app for Metal Gear and see your map and where you are and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Why not have that and just literally have like the plays on your wrist essentially for everything you
actual
need.
Quarterback.
Yeah, and then instead of like looking at it on the screen, so you have privacy and the person you're next to doesn't see it, you just tap it and that's the play you go with.
Yeah, I mean you could definitely do that. What the last time I played a Madden game, what they've opted to do was you could hold a button and then it would make your cursor invisible, but then you'd have to know what play you would have to know. You'd have to be like fucking like a blind person who knows how many steps to get to their apartment. You would have to know like left, right. You'd have to know.
Yeah.
And then you end up picking the wrong play, and then you have to audible out of it. But I guess there's a technique to that too. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's people who play that game who are so good at that game. I can't remember what year it was, but I remember going to get it at midnight because it was a while ago, and I didn't have anything else to do, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just go," because it seems something to do.
Yeah.
It just seemed like fun. And I'd never done a
midnight
release. Yeah, so
I loved doing midnight releases.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah. I didn't realize how fun they were until I went to one.
I remember I did it for, I think it was Halo 4.
Yeah,
4 or 3, and like there was like a radio station out there. They were giving out free like merch, and like people brought food. And
see, that was way better than when I went.
It was like a party. It was awesome.
No, we just had like a mini
they had trivia
Madden tournament.
Yeah,
where people were playing it before they bought it.
They had dudes out there like in kiosks, like playing over LAN servers.
Yeah,
online.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was so cool.
God, nerds always do it the best.
I know. I loved it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I recommend watching the movie. It's fun. It's a fun movie. And all the things that I told you doesn't take away from watching the film.
Yeah, I still feel like I can watch it just to see it. Seems enjoyable enough.
It's super predictable. It's not like there's twists and turns and you're like, wow, what a direction they went with this family movie.
Yeah,
like,
Sonic actually is a child in a suit.
I never saw that one.
Weird.
They fucking murdered that guy. They just brutally murdered Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
just pound on him. He just turns into a ball and collapses his skull. Holy shit! Wow, gotta go fast.
That's the last scene. James Marsden's putting little handcuffs on him. You have anything to say for yourself, Sonic? Gotta go fast.
They just fucking throw the switch and he just oh man, yeah, dark and weird.
Yep, that's the theme this episode. Dark and weird.
Do you want to talk about? I mean, because we spent so long talking about depression
ourselves.
And, that we pretty much glossed over a lot of the things that we were
planning on talking about. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, okay, let's close it with this.
Okay.
The HBO deal. I
think
we have
that's
to
what
get that out there.
I was gonna say we should at least talk about that.
Yeah,
because it's big.
So, if you haven't already heard the news, the dream of couch potatoes the world over has finally come true. A major movie studio has decided that it is in their best interest to put out their entire 2021 lineup of movies on a streaming service as well as in theaters. So they're giving the
simultaneously.
They're giving the people the choices that we've wanted for, I don't know, ever since streaming services became a thing. And so HBO Max somehow
in the WB.
How do you have any details on that? How that became a thing? How HBO Max and WB became a...
I don't know. I mean, I always assumed that they were part of the same parent company.
Viacom?
Maybe. I'm not sure who's there.
I think Viacom owns HBO.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then they're, essentially partners and can easily...
That would make a lot of sense. That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense as to why they... I mean, we were talking about it before, but Warner Brothers is a really good studio to go with because their 2021 lineup is fucking stacked.
Huge, yeah.
But it is kind of an interesting choice out of all the studios that HBO could run with.
Well, and HBO Max has WB, DC, TCM.
TCM, really?
Yeah, they have tons of classic. I don't know if you've perused their movies, but they have a ton of like classic, all-time bangers.
All that I've done is watch Samurai Jack.
Okay,
that's it.
So they have Cartoon Network. I think that's it for mainline. Like, I'm sure I'm missing something. Yeah, because they don't have Nickelodeon. That's Comcast. But yeah, so even with those, like, they have a ton of capital as far as stuff that they can potentially put on there.
Yeah.
Even the DC slate alone, I know there's tons of people out there who got HBO Max just because they're getting the Snyder Cut. That was huge. And then on top of that, more recently they announced that first Wonder Woman 1984 is going to be coming out on their streaming platform for no extra cost.
Yeah.
And then it's only like 2 weeks after, right, that they dropped the bomb of actually it's our entire slate of movies.
Literally every fucking thing.
Right. So people are happy. Studios are very upset. Well, movie theaters, I should say, are very upset.
Well, and here's the thing. My sweet Adam, who I love dearly. Fuck them.
Okay.
Not the studios. The studios, they definitely can make a case for why this sucks for them.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. We'll get back to that in a second. The movie theaters, fuck them. Okay? Fuck you, AMC, Regal, all the other ones. You only ever hear
Cinemark, maybe if they're still around.
You only ever hear about AMC talking shit.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who get greasy when like Netflix is like, we're gonna do this cool deal. And AMC's like, no the fuck you're not. They're the only ones who jump out in front and be like, this is how the shit goes.
Right.
AMC is like old mafia.
Yeah.
And the
hell, you're gonna get on my turf. Okay?
And the New World Order is coming in, and you've got all these young bangers who are like, dog, you don't run this shit, Grandpa. You're done. We got bigger guns. We got more people. We're taking this corner, Grandpa. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Huh?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Look at me. What are you gonna do?
Look at me. Look me right in the eyes. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
You old fuck.
You gonna sell me some popcorn?
You gonna sell me popcorn? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna sell it at a $5 premium? You get your fucking popcorn. You put it in your pocket. You walk down the street. And you don't turn around till I say so. Now I have this idea of like American Gods, where it's like new studio.
Okay.
The embodiment is like streaming services are like young mafia. Like they're coming in and they're like and
they're selling drugs. They've got no honor.
Yeah. And the old studios are like old mafia, like Sopranos type, like on the out, holding on to their former glory. That's
something there. Yeah.
Anyway, that's documented. Don't steal that shit. I think that's a pretty good. I think that can be fleshed out. I think there's something to that. But yeah, so this the movie theaters. Okay, look. Here's the thing. They've done next to nothing to alleviate people's fears, to alleviate people's feelings of. Even before the pandemic, everyone was having the same complaints. Going to the theater sucks now. It sucks. It's not for passionate moviegoers. It's for people who want to have a good time. And they go there.
Make an event of it.
They make a thing of it. And
right,
that's fine, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go and watch The Lighthouse in a packed theater with people who just go because they're like, fuck it, it's a movie.
Right.
And they're talking and... You complain, and what happens? Fucking nothing.
Yeah.
You go there. Dude, if I want to take someone on a date, how much money are you spending going to the theater? For popcorn, drinks, the ticket, the drive?
By the end of it, you're paying almost as much as dinner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They have, and again, they've done nothing to help people. Oh, shit. Here it goes. We get... to an hour and 12. It's the movie studios, dude.
We're getting cut out.
They heard us. They heard us. Okay, that was just a little bit. Seems like it's okay. Because I'm not done with this rant.
Okay. Keep it going.
They've done next to nothing
Focus
for us. Okay? So why the fuck should we give a fuck if AMC goes under? You tell me why I should care that a studio that essentially told me to go fuck myself... Because I'm not the only one, dude. Everybody has the same complaint. It's the same fucking thing. Everybody's it sucks going to the theater. I spend too much money. When I get there, it's not a good time. It's not clean. It's not. No one gives a fuck about the actual cinematic experience.
Yeah.
So why the fuck am I gonna go?
I think it's okay. So first of all, I think theaters are eventually going to go away.
Yeah.
Do I think it's going to happen anytime soon? No. I think that there will be theaters for our lifetime.
Really?
I do. In some capacity. I mean, wow, you're Joe Namath.
I'm really off. There it is.
Nailed it. But yeah, no, I mean, do I think that theaters are going to go away? No. I think there's always going to be a way to see a movie in a crowd, you know? Whether it's an art house theater or whether it's an IMAX theater. What I think is that we're at the precipice of them definitely being cut back.
Yeah.
I don't think the AMCs are going to survive. I don't think that these major theater chains, unless they somehow like consolidate and refine what the theater experience is, are going to survive.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see those go away. And I think it has a lot to do with what you were saying, which is, you know, they haven't adapted. What they've done is they've tried to kind of work PR on the subject, right? What they've done is said, the theater, we hear what you're saying, that it's inconvenient to leave your house and to pay a premium on food and drinks and to have to be around strangers for this experience, but it's still an experience you quote unquote have to do. So from the movie theaters perspectives, right? I think you're right in the sense that they haven't been doing enough to make it worth it, because all they've really been doing is PR work, right?
Yeah.
They've been talking about, you know, the theater experience as being this singular, unique thing that you have to do in order to truly get everything that the director intended from the movie.
Right.
And I get that. I may get that overall because I'm, you know, a movie dork, and I love the theater experience as bad as it can be at times. And I don't want it to go away. I want to be clear about that. I don't want it to go away. but again, they've only done lip service and haven't really, I don't know, made it a value for us to go out to the theaters.
Yeah.
The only thing that I can see that's been a value has been like truly big movies coming out in IMAX, shot in IMAX.
Yeah.
I'll go out to an actual IMAX theater to see those movies. You know, all the Christopher Nolan movies, basically.
Right.
Those seem worthy of that event press, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's fine, but as far as seeing like a rom-com in theaters, I don't see the need to do that. I don't know why I would have to do that. Why it would be worth my time to do that. I understand it's an opportunity for a date or a reason to get out of the house.
Yeah.
That's fine. Maybe that's all the reason people need, but for me, I see those things going away. I see certain movies kind of going by the wayside as far as theatrical releases, focusing on streaming and on demand, and then these massive Christopher Nolan, Spielbergian-esque giant blockbuster movies still having a space to show, this massive experience in an IMAX theater.
Yeah. If that's something that's financially feasible for them to do, like rom-coms, art house films, lower budget movies, on give those to the streaming services immediately, or to like the lower theaters, like what you're saying about the movie going experience. I don't think anybody who enjoys movies wants that to go away. They want it improved upon. They want these theaters to listen to people. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to the Enzian, for instance,
right, local art house theater
here in Orlando,
right,
you go there and you're like, the money's worth the experience.
Sure. It's great. It's fantastic.
They make it worth the money.
Yeah, they have a great bar outside, a little restaurant area. You can have dinner and drinks beforehand or after.
Comfortable seating.
You go in, you have comfortable. Yeah, there's couches. There's
you
comfy
feel
seats.
like the money that you're giving to them feels like it's going to a good place. It feels like it's going to keep culture alive versus it's going to some entity or some corporation.
China.
And then the other thing is they play like cool movies, like not just cool movies to me or to like cinephiles, but like cool, just fun fucking movies.
And that's the thing. It's like I feel like you say like an art house movie or theater, I should say, an art house theater, and you think of these like hoity-toity, like fancy, like
some black and white French film,
French Nouveau, like
yeah.
Noir. But one of my favorite memories from the Enzian Theater is us watching Nightmare on Elm Street 3 in their like parking lot area during like the Halloween season, maybe like 4 years ago, just like sitting on the lawn and watching a horror movie in a big group setting, having a few drinks and basically having like a picnic outside and seeing like the bats fly around over our heads and watching this really dumb, fun movie. And that's the kind of stuff that I don't want to lose out of us losing out on a lot of theaters. I don't want to lose that communal experience of dozens of people sitting in a dark room all watching this thing together and being in on that. I love there's some movies that I wouldn't love so much today if I didn't see them in the theater first.
Yeah.
Grindhouse, like seeing Grindhouse in a group in a theater with everyone who was game to watch it.
Right.
Incredible.
Right.
Mind altering. I mean, it's same thing with like Kill Bill.
Yep.
Incredible experience.
I mean, pretty much I've seen every Nolan film in theaters, and you watch it and you're like, you can say whatever you want about Nolan movies, but they are a theater going experience.
Right.
And I don't want to have to, if I don't want to, Like this year was obviously different. I'm gonna wait and watch Tenet at home.
Right.
But going forward, I don't want to have to watch a Nolan movie in my living room.
Yeah.
So I get why he's upset.
Well, and to be fair, my brother went and saw Tenet in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
He went out and saw it. He saw it at the local True IMAX theater out in Point Orlando with the biggest IMAX screen that's in Orlando.
Yeah.
And from his experience, he said it was awesome. There were so few people. Everyone was socially distanced. And he felt completely safe.
Should have just bit the bullet and did it.
Well, to the point where he was like, you got to go. Like, just go. It's safe. Everyone's wearing a mask. Everyone's like 15 feet away from everyone else. Like, nobody's going because people are afraid to go to the theater.
Yeah.
And you have assigned seats. That was the other thing I was going to bring up was maybe one of the only things that I can think of that had advanced the movie-going experience is assigned seating with the comfy chairs, the recliners, and, you know, them selling alcohol at the theaters and actual, like, food. Like, that all makes it, that sweetens the pot.
How much money would it cost these places to just put nicer chairs in their studios?
Well,
in their theaters.
Well, and they're thinking, the places that were refuse to do that are thinking in the olden times. You know, they're thinking in the same way that, like, airlines are thinking.
Keep you upright, keep you uncomfortable, pack it
in as many people as possible. Yeah. But that's not going to work anymore. Unless everyone takes this vaccine and everyone's suddenly comfortable being packed shoulder to shoulder, which I don't think is going to happen for the next couple of years at least.
Yeah.
They're going to have to rethink that. And I think, you know, doing these like maybe 2 or 3 recliners by each other and then spaces between those is potentially the right call.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know, maybe there's a way to like make these theaters modular so that you can have these seating arrangements set out and then, you know, things change, swap out the seats. You keep the theater and you just swap out the seats. Or, you know, say you have a bottom row that's a bit closer together, like traditional theaters, and then the upper rows start to get more spread out for people who are uncomfortable. And you can pay a premium to have a more space seating or something. You know, there's ways to do it. And I just don't think we've seen them do it yet. But I think it's going to get to the point where they're going to have to start thinking in these terms.
They're going to have to do it.
Right. And
unless they want more shit like this HBO deal to keep happening, they're going to have to do it. And this HBO deal happens, and then what happens? AMC stock drops, Regal's stock drops.
Immediately. Literally the next day, stocks were down.
And again, I find it hard to feel sorry for them when everything that you've discussed seems to me, now, I don't own a movie theater, and I'm not a business owner, so I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. But everything that you kind of laid out seems like pretty easy things to roll out to ensure that people continue to go and to make the quote-unquote movie theater experience an actual experience instead of a fucking drag. Because it's a fucking drag 90% of the time. Mm-hmm. If the movie sucks, dude, the movie has to be stellar. If the movie sucks, your night is ruined because
unless you can laugh about it,
right?
Unless like the crowd turns on the movie,
right?
And you're all just laughing at it,
right. If you do that, then you've made it worth it. But if you can't do that, and you have to deal with the fact that not only did you spend all of it, you broke the bank.
Yeah, this is your night out.
Yeah,
and it's been wasted
for this dog shit movie. And then you have to just go home and wallow in the fact that, like, you just
the silent drive home of disappointment.
Oh, it's not silent. I'm ranting and raving. I'm going off on how bad that movie was.
Yeah.
Well, and hopefully you've seen it with somebody who like agrees, and you're both losing it over how bad that movie was. But
that almost makes up for it, though. The entertainment value after that.
But I'm not spending $60 to
talk
rant
shit
about how bad a movie was.
There
Fuck
are
that.
plenty of things that cost way less that you can talk crap about.
Exactly. I can watch a YouTube video and talk shit about that.
Sure. You can watch somebody walk past you.
Yeah. For free.
For free.
Just watch
And that's
them
what
talk
we
shit
do
about them.
at Waterford Lakes. Post up on the wall, watch people walk by, and
Talk
make fun
shit
of them.
about 'em. So yeah, we didn't even nearly scratch the surface of what this could mean going forward.
No. Christopher Nolan's very upset, we should say.
Yeah, and you know, like I said,
Legendary is very upset because they've backed, apparently they've partially produced King Kong vs. Godzilla. I think it's just called Kong vs. Godzilla.
And they're not getting there. They're not recouping.
And Dune, actually.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Dude, I can't even put into words how excited I am for Dune. Dune looks so awesome.
But the thing is, I feel like Dune's a movie I'd want to see in IMAX.
1,000%. 1,000%. But at the same time, if you told me that it's just going to be on my TV, I'd do that too. Like, I am one of those people who appreciates the movie theater experience.
But not as much as sitting on your couch.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, why? It's so much money. Think about how much money you would spend to go
Yeah.
see it when you can just turn it on your TV. A box of popcorn is less than one bag at a theater.
Yeah.
They are robbing people.
Yeah.
And they don't deserve the money because they're not. I would spend, dude, I spend bro, every other day I'll get like Uber Eats or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I am willingly putting money into a thing that I know is not worth the service. I could just go to a place that I want to go to and spend half the money that I'm spending.
Not literally worth the service, but it's worth it to you because it's providing you
Yeah, I mean, it's
the
convenience.
ability to sit on your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I am willingly putting that money down. So I am not opposed to spending more money on the experience.
Right.
I will spend more money to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to make it worth it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that it's an experience and then I go there and
And it's a bad experience.
Yeah, I don't want a bad experience.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
I just the cinephile in me wants to make sure that theaters do exist, at least until I'm dead and gone, because I'm selfish like that.
Yeah,
but unselfishly, I think we would lose something as a society if we lose the theater going experience. There's something to it. There's a magic there. I don't think that Scorsese and Christopher Nolan are just talking crap when they're saying that. Like, there's something to that. To seeing a movie in a darkened room with a bunch of people you don't know. There's a magic to it. I mean, if you're watching like Paul Blart, maybe not so much, but there is still something there. There's a communal value to it. Do I think it's a call sign of the end of society in general and the end of communities across America? No, I don't think that, but I do think that the theaters provide something important. So I don't want to see them gone.
All I'm saying is make it worth it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them gone either, but I wouldn't shed a tear if they all exploded at the same time tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
Not literally.
No. Well, literally, as long as no one's in those buildings.
Okay. All right. I'm still uncomfortable by that.
I mean,
but that's fine.
Just make it worth it. Make it worth the money.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for.
And you know what? Capitalism decrees that if they don't make it worth it, people won't go, they'll lose money, and they'll eventually disappear. So we'll see how it goes.
And they'll have nobody to blame but themselves. You can blame the pandemic.
No, Netflix.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah, Netflix. It'll be Netflix's fault.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Netflix, stay winning, son.
Yep.
See, AMC laughed in Netflix's face when Netflix was like, we got Oscar-winning movies, too, and AMC was like... They're not even theaters. Mm-hmm. And Netflix was like, well, can we put them in your theaters? And AMC was like, get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. You're Netflix. We're AMC.
Yeah.
You're not on our level, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Now look. This is why I'm so spiteful about that. Because they thought they were so fucking high, and I'm a little drunk. I think I'm a little. I'm getting a little excited about it. Okay, I'm a little excited. I'm a little excitable because
That's okay.
I'm just ever since AMC basically laughed in the face of Netflix.
Yeah.
All those years ago when
For not being true art.
Yeah.
Because they're streaming.
Streaming sales. Ever since then, I've had this like thing against AMC where that company makes me. They purely represent like the worst parts of capitalism, where they're like, you're not good enough.
Yeah,
you didn't do as much as what you didn't do what you should have done. There's no passion.
It's the pretentious establishment of theaters.
And that's what they represent.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so when I see AMC going, this is bullshit, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Right.
Now, if Enzian was like, this sucks, then I'd be like, oh, Enzian, no.
No, come on.
Please, come on.
Come on, baby.
I got you. I'll spend some money.
Donate on you.
Yeah.
Please.
So, we'll see. 2021 is going to be... it's gonna be weird, man. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
It's gonna be weird for a lot of shit.
Yeah,
I think this episode is like the precursor to a lot of shit. We really kind of set the table.
This is the 2021 pregame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how many episodes until next year? What's today?
8th, 9th.
So we have what? 3 weeks? 3 weeks. Are we gonna record on? Well, we'll talk about that. We're not gonna do any more inside baseball.
Right.
We did enough inside these baseballs.
That's true.
All right. Let's talk about how we felt about this beer and get the fuck out of here. So tonight's brew was from the Crooked Can Brewing Company, the Florida Sunshine Lager. Pretty simple. The social souvenir. I like this at the top. You see that around in the neck of the. It's pretty good. You already read the cold read, obviously. 5% ABV. Obi, what'd you think?
For as simple as it looks, it surprised me. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. Honestly, when I saw it, I saw it in the fridge and I was like, Florida Sunshine.
Fuck did he pick
that? But then I saw that it was a Crooked Can joint, which made me more excited. Which I'm actually surprised that it doesn't have much Crooked Can like.
No, right? That's the other thing. That was the other thing that I didn't know until I got in the car and looked at it again that it was Crooked Can. I was just looking at that map of Florida looking label.
Yeah, and
we're gonna visit the big ball of yarn.
If you look closely, there's the Crooked Can little guy there, the high stepper guy.
Didn't even see that.
Yeah, he's in there on a little power boat. But yeah, I mean, it surprised me. It is, for as simple as the label is, it's a very simple tasting beer as well. But that's something I think we really treasure on this show.
Yep. Definitely.
Super good, super easy drinking, but I mean, it's not like hyper crushable like a light beer or like a session. It still has a little bit of malt sweetness at the end that gives it just enough girth, just enough. I mean, I think I'm gonna give it a 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I
didn't think I was gonna go that far, but honestly, like, every time I would take a sip.
That's why he didn't want to give you none. It was gonna get a high score.
Yeah. Every time I was gonna give it a sip, I would get a hit of that maltiness, which I normally don't like in my lagers.
Yeah.
I like a nice crisp, clean lager, right? Hot day, kick one back. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. But this has a little bit more to it, but it skirts that line for me where it has enough malt sweetness.
Yeah.
Any more, even a whisper of more malt in there, I wouldn't like it. It'd get instantly cut down to a 4.
Yeah.
But every time, it kept surprising. I took sip after sip, testing it to see if it would ever get there. It never did. It kept getting right against that line of perfectly, like crisp, but then also a little bit more. Crisp, a little bit more. And, I got to be honest. I think it's great.
Fuck. Yeah, maybe I want to change my score. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
And but I mean, man, you really made me want to change. You really convinced me. But I'm gonna stay with a 4.
Okay.
Only because and this may rustle some gems if I can reference a meme from 2012. This may rustle some gems.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about this as much because we don't talk about like we never really, the conversation of how much the beer costs never really comes up.
Right.
Because we just cop. It's just we just take turns. It doesn't, and you choose. If you're gonna buy a fucking $20 beer, that's on you. You just chose that, right? And it's never really, it's not a thing. We just don't talk about it.
Right.
But I will say that the value versus what this is, to me, brings the score down just a hair.
Okay.
Because it was a little more than I would like to spend on a 4-pack.
Right. Okay.
Of a good lager, but like, I mean, you can get a mediocre lager for
way
the
cheaper.
same price for way more. You know what I'm saying? Like the value, and we've talked about the value on this show before.
Yeah.
It's not something that we highlight often.
Yeah.
Because most of the time it's about the flavor, it's about the balance, it's about the hops, everything that goes.
The beer by itself.
Exactly. But we do talk about the value of the beer sometimes.
If it factors in. Yeah.
And to me, it factors in because what this is something that's super simple.
Yeah.
Right? That is that is the point. That's the highlight of it. Okay, fine, sure. But also, why am I spending, as we talk about premiums and spending more for what is valued, and how much am I going to spend on this thing? Why am I spending so much on a 4-pack that, I could get a 12-pack for almost the same price?
That being said, how much was this? Because that may adjust my score.
It was $11
for a 4-pack.
Like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For a lager.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's just a little I don't want to sound cheap. I know I'm sounding cheap. I know that. I don't care about the price. I'm just trying to evaluate value versus what you're getting. Bang for your buck, basically.
Yeah. Well, for $11, actually, maybe for more like 12 or 13, you can get a 6-pack of Unholy.
Which
is way higher ABV, way more flavor.
Very tasty.
Unique. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so I didn't have that prior knowledge of how much the beer was.
But you were going off pure 5
flavor.
Okay, so let's say 5 for the taste.
Yeah.
But the value could be. Maybe we should create something like
break
that.
it down a little bit more. With that being said, I think all things considered, with the value of it in mind in this scenario in particular, because it's a 4-pack and it's a lighter ABV and pretty basic, not in a bad way, but just basic. I think I would dock it down to 4.5.
Sorry, Crooked Can.
No, we still love Crooked Can. I mean, I think the proof's in the pudding. This is still a very good beer.
Very good.
Very tasty. And I think it does exactly what it says it should, which is I would definitely take these out to the beach.
Yeah.
Or on a hot day and just chill by the pool with these. I mean, it's really good. It's a little bit more than you would get from like an everyday lager. A little bit more girth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Girth. That's what we're looking for on this show.
Girth Brooks.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we got enough girth here, right?
I think we do.
All right. Well, since Adam says that we got the girth, we got it. This has been the One Baron Podcast. For myself, Marco Dupa. For Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Love each other.
Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer. Like, share, and subscribe everywhere podcasts are sold, listened to, watched, consumed, eaten, drank.
Snorted.
Smoked. Licked.
Dabbed.
Sucked.
Fucked.
And have a beautiful evening.
We love you.